The next performance features two of my favorites. Sholom Aleichem, who many of you know was named after a song. He dropped the Hey-Venu early in his life. You'd wonder why parents would name their child after a song. But he turned out pretty well. And the multi-talented Harvey Greenberg, who, as you'll also guess, was not named after a song. But he turned out pretty well as well. And given that we're approaching the Passover holiday season, Harvey is going to bring to life one of Sholom Aleichem's wonderful stories, Elijah the Prophet. Harvey Greenberg.
It's not easy being an only child, fondled and fussed over, the sole surviving son of 7 children. Don't sit there, don't stand here, don't eat that, don't drink that. Button your collar, put your gloves on, blow your nose. It is not fun being an only son, and a rich man's son at that. My father is very well off. He's a money changer. He goes from shop to shop with a big bag of coins. He changes copper to silvers and silver to copper. That's why his fingers are all black and his nails chipped. He works very hard and he comes home very tired.
My legs are going,
He complains to Mom.
they're failing me.
Failing him? Well, possibly, but on the other hand, he has a very good business. Everybody says that. Everybody's green with envy that we make a living, a good living too. Mama's especially pleased. So am I.
Oh, what a wonderful Passover we're going to have. Please God, all the Jews should have such a fine Pesach like we'll have.
Mama, thank God for the wonderful holiday we were going to have in our house. So did I. Passover finally came. That dear, lovable holiday. I was dressed like a rich man's son, like a king. That befits me as a rich man's son, with the finest clothes. But what good did it do me if I couldn't run around outside because I was prone to catch cold? And I couldn't race around with the poor boys because I'm a rich man's son. I had a pocket full of nuts, but nobody to play with. I had nice clothes, nobody to show them off to. It is no fun being an only son, the sole surviving son of 7 children, fondled and fussed over, and a rich man's son at that. After a while, Papa put on his best gabardine and went to shul to pray. Mama suggested,
You know what? You should take a nap so you won't be sleepy for the Seder and you'll be able to ask Father the 4 questions.
was I crazy taking a nap before the Seder?
But remember, you're not allowed to fall asleep during the Seder, for if you fall asleep, God forbid,
Elijah the prophet will come with his sack. For tonight is the night he goes from house to house. If he catches anybody napping at the Seder, he whisks them into his sack. Oh, Mama, you'll see. I won't fall asleep at the Seder. I'll stay awake all night till dawn. What happened last year?
last year you fell asleep after the Kiddush.
Well, how come Elijah the prophet didn't come and take me then?
Because last year you were a little boy. This year you're bigger. Look at you. This year you have to ask Father the 4 questions and recite with him when we were slaves unto Pharaoh and eat soup and fish and matzah balls. Oh, here's Papa back from shul. Good Yontef.
Good Yontef.
Papa finished the Kiddush, and so did I. Papa finished the first cup of wine, filled to the brim to the last drop.
Look at that,
Mama said to Papa.
to the last drop.
She turned to me and smiled.
A full cup of wine. Oh, you're going to doze off. You are going to fall asleep.
Oh, Mama, I'll stay awake till dawn, I told you. Ask Papa how I rattled off the 4 questions, and I recited the Haggadah, and I rocked back and forth with him as we said we were slaves unto Pharaoh. Mama just looked at me and smiled and said,
You are going to doze off. You are going to fall asleep.
so, naturally, I fell asleep. I dozed
and I dreamed that Papa was getting up and saying, "Pour out thy wrath." And Mama was going to the door to welcome Elijah the prophet. Oh, wouldn't it be great if Elijah the prophet came and told me to come with him, just like Mama said he would. Suddenly, I heard the door squeak. I heard Papa saying, "Welcome." I turned. It was him. He was coming. He was coming. Oh, he was coming so slowly, you could hardly hear him. Elijah the prophet. Oh, he was a good-looking Jew, an old man, with a curly gray beard down to his knees. Oh, and his face was all aged and wrinkled, but infinitely kind and beautiful. And his eyes, lovely, friendly, caring eyes. With a bent back with a sack on it, he leaned on a huge staff, and he came silently toward me.
Well, little boy, hop into my sack. Let's go.
Go? Go where?
Oh, you'll see later.
I didn't want to go with him, but he repeated his request. How can I go with you? I'm a rich man's son.
What sort of privilege does that entitle you to?
I'm an only son.
I don't consider you an only son.
I'm fondled and fussed over. I'm the sole surviving son of 7 children. If I were to go, they wouldn't endure it. They'd die, especially Mama.
If you don't want to go with me, then sleep well. But keep on sleeping forever.
Oh, but that means I'll die. They won't endure it, especially Mama.
If you don't want to die, then say goodbye to your parents and come with me now.
Oh, what do you mean? I'm the only son. I'm the sole surviving son of 7 children. They won't endure it.
For the last time, little boy, Elijah was more stern now. Make your choice. Either say goodbye to your parents forever and come with me, or remain here, fast asleep, forever, for all eternity.
Having said that, he turned from me and faced the door. What to do? If I went with the old man to God knows where and disappeared, my parents would die. I'm the sole surviving son of 7 children. But if I remained there, fast asleep, I would die. With tears in my eyes, I called to him, "Elijah, Elijah the prophet, please give me one more minute to think it over." With a smile, he turned back and he said,
I will give you 1 more minute, my child, but no more than that.
Now I ask you, what should I have done in that last minute to avoid going with the old man and yet not remain asleep forever? Well, go ahead and guess.